Hello everybody and welcome back to part 9 of my playthrough of Final Fantasy II on the Pixel Remaster collection. And we're going to get started by heading back to the boat. So if you remember where we left off last time, we've been to Mysidia and we saved Fynn. We recaptured Castle Fynn. But now we need to head to Tropical Island. Just seeing if I can get any of the extra encounters over here, but sadly there aren't any. Tropical Island, you might have remembered we passed by quite a while ago, but it's that little island at the very south of the map, so we're just going to head all the way down and over there. You're going to get a lot of random water encounters on the way, so I will join you back shortly when we get there. And here we are. There's a little square we can land on, and then we can just walk right inside. And in here there's going to be 2 enemies that we're looking for, and then a massive variety of chests and some key items. So there's going to be quite a few chests on the first floor. As you can see, there's one directly to our south, and then some to our north and left. And that's one of the enemies we're looking for, the yellow jelly, as we've encountered the red mouse previously. As you can probably expect from this, they're slime, so they take very little physical damage, but we've got fire-resistant enemies here, and the red mouse, the red moose, and then lightning-resistant ones in the yellow jelly, so just alternate who's casting which, and then you should take them out with one spell cast from each character and the respective spell that they're not weak to. Hopefully your MP stat is big enough, because there's going to be a lot of those same encounters in here. Here we get our first chest to the south, so now we want to head all the way to the top and grab the next chest that's up there. So the first one here and the next one above it. We're going to get a lot of encounters that we previously dealt with so far. So this chest here. And then the next one's at the far south, and then one to the left of it over the other side of the wall. So head all the way down. A little bit of a maze, this one. But yeah, hopefully you've managed to keep up. I've gone the wrong way here and we want to go right. But I'll just grab this chest while I'm over here. Hopefully you've been able to follow this playthrough along quite well, and as I've said, I cut out all the encounter actual fights after the first time I beat them, but if you would like to see them, do let me know. I can keep them all in. I just feel like there's too many and the encounter rate in these games are too high. So now we've grabbed all the chests, we want to head to the stairs on the far left. And to do that we've got to go up and all the way around. But yeah, our party's getting strong enough now that we can clear out this dungeon, probably without much healing required, which is good because there's no inns or anything nearby. So down on the second floor, we have a couple of different ways to go, and the first place we want to go is go and grab the chest at the top left, and then the chest on the far right, and just loop all the way around. As you can see, there's really only one way you can go on this floor. Man, this encounter rate is a problem. Luckily these enemies aren't too tough, so grab the first chest here. Don't need to worry about those stairs at the moment. But yeah, if you haven't been really using your magic, this is a good place to level it up between the 2 different sets of flans. Or moose and jelly, but just make sure if your MP isn't that high, you can kill a bunch of these and then just keep looping back and forth on the boat to heal up. But hopefully you should be at enough of a point that you can just blast through this. So just follow the route around grabbing all the chests. The last one to get here in the bottom left. And now we want to take the first set of stairs down that we previously passed. So head all the way around, back to where we came from, and head down the stairs. Yeah, we're definitely leveling up our stats in this, specifically our HP, as opposed to our weapons. So straight down here, there's going to be one chest we're going to grab, which is going to be directly below, and then proceed down those set of stairs. Bit of an annoying dungeon this, because there's two different routes we're going to want to take. The other enemy we're looking for in here is the Poison Toad, which you may have previously encountered when we were in the desert, but if not, we can get it in here. So in here, we want to proceed directly straight and up the next set of stairs. And there's the Poison Toad I was talking about. Hopefully you can kill these quickly, otherwise you will get poisoned and venomed, which hopefully you've got antidotes and as soon as for. Yeah, our HP stats now hitting about 1500, so we're definitely getting a lot tankier. And directly up these stairs are a bunch of people that live here that we can talk to that will wear masks that are a bit reminiscent of the white mask that we picked up, but obviously not white in colour. And they'll mention that there's a black mask. And there's going to be a shopkeep here. The two green ones on the side over here sell you items. The bottom one sells you healing items like potions and whatnot, and this one will sell you weapons and armour. Nothing we really need. I'm going to pick one up of each anyway. But none of this gear should be better than anything you're currently using. So don't worry too much about picking it up. And now we get to have a nice run all the way back to the floor we were on initially, where there was the two sets of stairs. We went all the way around and then back to the top left. We want to head to the middle stairs now. So quite a bit of a run back. And obviously the encounter rate means we're going to get a lot of fights on the way there. But yeah, these people are very protective of the black mask. And note that we're not wearing a mask, so they don't want us to go anywhere near it. Fortunately, whether they want us to or not, we're going to go and find it. So you can get wild horns in here as well. Obviously we've dealt with them a couple of times now. Is there we get two wild horn encounters in the same time? Or in a row. So yeah, just head all the way back up, and then once we get to B2, we can loop all the way back around again and go down the stairs in the very centre. That will take us down to the next set of areas we need to go to. There's a couple of different routes you can take in this dungeon at a couple of various points, so hopefully you're following along well enough. Right at the top of the stairs we get an encounter. So now this floor, directly down there's a chest, and then we want to follow the one route around that we can take. And yeah, Demon Spear is the thing we already picked up. Just checking my inventory. Sort it a bit more than I do, because there's definitely times we pick up a new item and I'm wondering what it does. And because I've already picked it up earlier, I struggle to locate it. But yes, when you're ready to go, there's only really one route around this floor. I'm just checking them going the right way and some items there. But yeah, loop all the way around. We can't get to that chest on our right at the moment. And encounters every like 5 steps. So yeah, as I've mentioned before, feel free to turn encounter rate off if you want to. And now we're down on B4. Now, there's a couple of chests in here we want to get, and a few routes to go, as well as some chests being in a certification. And yeah, there's 20 to get in here. I haven't actually shown that currently. So down here and up the stairs will take us to a route. Will take us through to the chest we saw earlier. Let's just run up and grab that one now. Fun encounter, removal enemies we've eaten before, and then head all the way back down, and we want to go to the chests in the bottom right, which are up another set of stairs. So just go all the way over to these stairs up here, and then we're going to get 3 more chests. We just got to follow the straight line route that we can take. And get through the... I'm going to keep harping on about it, encounter after encounter. Down here, down another set of stairs directly below us. And all the way along to the left, and we get 3 chests. And then we're almost done with this dungeon. There's going to get monsters in the middle chest here. Fortunately, it's not too difficult of a fight. And now we need to head all the way back up where we just came from. So, take the route all the way back round. And we're going to go and grab 3 more chests that are in the room that we were previously in. But yeah, FF2. Been enjoying this playthrough. It's been a long time since I played Final Fantasy 2, but I'm definitely remembering why the encounter rate in these early games was a problem. And the dungeon design in this, I think, leaves a little bit to be desired. But it's been a fun playthrough again. So you can see there, there's a chest right in the middle at the top, and then there's a set of stairs to the left and to the right, which we're going to want to go and go up to both. So we go down the stairs on the left first, and grab this chest here. Of course, we get an encounter straight away. Now back up, go and grab the chest in the middle, and just get a Death Idol. We're going to be getting items that now just do the same as certain spells, but we don't really use these spells anyway. Grab that chest, and then through the stairs on the right over here, we're going to get our chest 19. Now we want to head all the way over to the left through that door. And we're going to have a boss battle to go and deal with, as well as get the final chest for this dungeon. As you can see there, there's only one left. 2 wild horns, and then we're going to have to fight the big brother. I'm going to make a quick save just before, but you should have been able to defeat these. You should have fought these enemies before, and you should be relatively easy to defeat them. So it's 4 big horns. So 1 to 2 attacks from each of my characters should probably take them out. They've got about just over 1,000 HP each. Firion can probably one-shot them all by himself. Oh no, he didn't. He got a bad hit on his secondary weapon. There you go, 2 down, and we barely take any damage from their attacks. Directly behind these is the last chest we need. That has the black mask. So now we have both the white mask and the black mask, although at the moment we have no idea what the black mask is actually for. But we're done in this dungeon, so we're going to go to teleporter up here and head all the way back to the boat. So technically now we need to go to the cave of Mysidia, but I think we'll have a quick pop by Mysidia first. Actually no, we're just going to go straight to the cave. So there still might be a couple of enemies in this area that you might encounter that we've not fought before, but nothing that should cause a problem. There'll be cockatrices that spawn around this area as well, so keep an eye out for them if you didn't previously encounter one. But yeah, in the centre of this bit of mountain range is the cave of Mysidia. If you remember, the Mysidia is just to the left of these mountains here, so if you need to go, you can go all the way around. So we're going into the cave of Mysidia to find, or to get hold of, a crystal rod that's previously been mentioned to us. But I'm just going to see if I can get any new encounters outside, because there's definitely new enemies in this area. But none of the new ones that I'm looking for, so just make sure everybody's healed up and ready. Quickly save up, and then we're going to go dungeon diving again. And now, technically, there's no new enemies in this location, but you may have 2 new enemies that you're looking for in this location, which will be the Malboro and the Death Flowers if you haven't previously encountered them. But otherwise, we've got everything else that should be able to spawn in here at this point. But thankfully, not a very deep dungeon, this one, but certainly a couple of enemies that can cause a problem. Mainly Malboros that getting ambushed by a Malboro pack, especially if you encounter 4 of them, could really do us in. It'd be similar to when you saw me fight the Death Flowers back in the Colosseum. I say not a deep dungeon. The floors aren't very big, but there's a lot of routes to go and grab the chest. So first chest all the way over here to the left, and you can find cockatrices in here as well. So we're going to grab that one. And then the next chest is all the way over to the right in that little square of a stairwell going down. So head on over there. And go and grab that chest, and then we want the door at the bottom left of this area to get out. Black Garb is a nice bit of a black magic increase for one of our mages, but it can probably go on anybody. It's an improvement, yeah, even for Therian it's a nice improvement. We're getting to the point now where we're getting our gear to probably see us through completely till the end of the game. But yeah, just keep everybody equipped as and how you choose. Like, every character can equip anything in this, and there's no real specialization that they have. Obviously, I've made Maria more a backline that sticks that way, but you can kind of handle it however you want. And you can go a lot more magic heavy in your playthrough than I have. But yeah, this dungeon, basically every floor is going to look pretty similar to this, just a couple of different routes you can take, and we're going to experience a lot more hidden walls, because we haven't dealt with too many of those so far. But yeah, we want to go through the door in the bottom left where that, if you see, weird Therian is stood. That's a mirror of us. So that is our doppelganger. And this is what we had to get the black mask for. So we interrupt the black mask on it, and it fades away. Well, see, I don't really understand the story bit behind the masks, but it's something we had to do, and it got rid of the copy of us. So just head on down, and on the next floor there's 2 more chests that we're going to need to pick up. Just make sure you keep yourself stocked up just in case you get ambushed by a Malbro pack or anything like that. So first chest is in that area to the middle, and then there's a chest on the far right, and as you can probably notice, there's no actual way to go in there. So there's a hidden wall we're going to have to phase through. So directly up to the chest over here. Hopefully you're not having too much trouble with the fights. Power staff isn't really something we need, because it's something we've already had for a while. So hidden wall. Probably a bit easier to watch where I go to explain it, but basically the 3rd tile up on the bottom row is the way through. So over to here, and then in we go. And the same way to get out. And then the exit is to the bottom left to go to the next floor. So we're 4 chests of 19 in this dungeon. And each floor is going to have around about 2 to... It's going to have about 2 in the open area, and then some are going to be in some doorways. But yeah, not up here. I've gone the wrong way. It's just another encounter room. And that's a rough encounter. But we managed to deal with it. 2 spell casts should clear all that out. Yeah, so we want to go through that door to the bottom right, to the bottom left. But yeah, this is definitely one of the dungeons, or definitely proving why some of the dungeons, I think, in Final Fantasy II were not well designed and not well received. It's just some of these are very much a slog. So chest directly below us and chest to the left. The one in the left area is another hidden location. We want to go through the tiles, the dual set of tiles there. And 4 Malbros, and I've been ambushed, so this is definitely where you can have problems, depending entirely on how much paralyzed you get. Therian's down, which is a problem because he is definitely our best attacker. So we're going to flee, and hopefully we do flee before they paralyze the whole party. That's 2 people down. I think Guy may have paralyzed and immediately recovered, I'm not sure, but he's definitely down now. Can we get away or recover? Okay, thank God Layla got us out of there. But yeah, that's why a Malbro ambush can become a massive problem, so make sure you keep top up on that. Obviously I should have been casting Asuna to clear out the status effects, but I did not. And now the next chest is in the bottom right. But yes, we're going to quick save just in case we get jumped by another one of those. Like this, but thankfully it wasn't an ambush. But yeah, it's worth quick saving and whatnot as you go through this place, just because those types of fights can happen. Malbros earning the name of why they became one of the most feared monsters in a Final Fantasy game. And I can remember them because they are one of the few encounters that even when you're fully kitted out, I remember especially in Final Fantasy X, that yeah, you can have the best gear in the game, be ready to do all the super bosses, and a Malbro can still be a wipe. So the door we want now is that one to the left in the middle, not the bottom left one. So where you just grab that chest, follow it round on the left and up. Man, too many Malbros spawning on this. They should always be a priority. Alright, so in here, there's going to be 4 chests that we're going to get. 3 are in a room, and 1 is in the top right. But as you may be noticing, there is no way... Oh, there is a way to get there. You can go all the way around. But there is also a shortcut we can take, which I'm going to show you. So instead of going over through the stairs on the bottom right, there is a hidden way through where I am now. Takes you up here. Just a little bit of a shortcut, nothing major. Man, too many 4 Malbro fights, Jesus. And yeah, the door we want here is the middle one, which is going to take us into a room with 3 chests and some monster encounters. Ah, Gigantoad. I don't know if I encountered these when I was out in the desert, but if I did, I'll keep this in just as a reminder that they're here. Yeah, these are all enemies we fight out in the desert, and you can fight in the overworld in the area we're in, at least flying rays. But yeah, they should be easily deal withable. So, open each of these chests, and then we're going to proceed on to the next floor. So Bell of Silence, just cast Silence on something, but it's not much that we use magic in this game. And then we want the stairs to the bottom right. Now the next floor is where we're going to get pretty much all the remaining chests. Well, not pretty much. The next floor is where we will get all of the remaining chests for this dungeon. So we're going to grab the chest immediately to our right, and then there's going to be 4 directly above, 1 on the right as well that you can see, and then the rest are in the room in the top left, which will also be where we leave. So just follow the way around. We'll get it all sorted. Although the ones in the middle we're going to need to go through another hidden entranceway, because you can see there's no way down into there. So we'll grab this, and we're going to grab Monster Encounter. 5 ghosts. I don't know if we fought these yet, but these can cast mini, which can be a problem, and they completely heal off all of the damage they do and can paralyze us. So be a little bit careful. Probably again, if you do get paralyzed or afflicted with mini, you should sooner it off. But we're not in too risky of a situation at the moment. Spell casting, especially, shouldn't be using Holy. I just wanted to test out how much damage it would do, because it's meant to be strong against undead, but it's only level 1, so we're not really doing any damage with it. So yeah, mini, if you don't know what it does, it basically, I believe in this it will make a smaller sprite of you. But it just massively lowers your attack power, so you're basically stuck with only casting magic. And as well as that, it doesn't necessarily go away at the end of... you have the chance of clearing it at the end of each turn, but it should clear out at the end of a battle. It's not one that lasts. However, casting mini on enemies... If you cast mini on an enemy and then hit them, you immediately take them out. But the ghost, I believe, is the only enemy in Final Fantasy 2 that can cast it. So through here, and then through the double tile there is the way to get to all these chests. And there's the mini tome that I was just speaking about. So if you want to learn it, you can. And the Death Flower is the other enemy we're looking for. Rhinoses and ghosts we previously fought. The Death Flower, I'm not sure if we did, because it's an upgraded version of the Death Blossom. Again, can confuse you and paralyze you, so want to be very careful of. But hopefully you should be able to take them out and prioritize as needed. And we're going to grab these 4 chests over here. Man, the amount of paralyze we're getting affected with, I could really do with some ribbons. But we won't get ribbons for a little while. So we're done here, so exit back out the way that we came through, and then we want to go all the way to the doorway in the top left. But yes, Final Fantasy 2, it's been an enjoyable playthrough so far, but the dungeon design and the map design is definitely getting a bit tedious the more that we go through this. But I'm really enjoying the story. It's one I didn't remember too well, and just the rebellion into the Empire and just how we're progressing it. It's going a bit well. The characters are quite interesting. I still miss Joseph. He gave his life. We didn't have enough time with him. But definitely for a product of its time, this game is really, I'm really enjoying it. And then the main chest we want in here is the middle one, and that's the Crystal Rod, which we were mentioned to come and get. So with the Crystal Rod, there's a new area that we can now go to. And yeah, just teleport out of the dungeon because I'm not running all the way back through all of those Malbros and troublesome fights. So that is indeed that dungeon finished, and we're never going to go back to the Cave Mysidia, thankfully, because it's not one I ever want to go back to either. And you should be at the point now where you have all of the chests in every location apart from Fynn, because again we're going to go back there later. We've got all the ones in Castle Fynn, but we still have some chests to get left to get in Fynn. So just going to check through the bestiary to make sure we're at roughly where we should be at. You should be at around 77 to 80, depending on if you've caught up with everything where I am, but obviously I will remind you when certain things are missable, which is basically where we're going now. You're definitely going to want to have a save made now in a little bit, just to make sure that you don't miss out on any of the missable enemies. Because a lot of the enemies will disappear after the next dungeon that we go to. So just make a quick save here, and then any missable enemies that you could have encountered in the overworld will now be, once we go into the next dungeon, will now be gone. It's not in the next dungeon, it's the dungeon after, but it's worth having a save now just in case, because the next 2 dungeons are kind of in order. So let's head back to the boat. And we're going to have a bit of a trek back to Mysidia for some more dialogue and to rest up. And they should point us to the next location that we need to go to. So you can sail all the way around, or you can just walk all the way back. Both of which are valid options, but we will need the boat to get to where we need to go after this. And behemoths are in this area of the overworld. Not one I remember being here, but also not something we're looking for because we dealt with it in the Colosseum as a boss. It's always funny to see bosses turn up like a couple of hours later as regular enemies, and you're like, that was a thing we had to get prepared to fight, and now it's just something that we can deal with anytime we want. But I also enjoy that aspect of when they do that in these games, because it just shows how your team has grown over the course of the game. Something that used to be challenging is now quite easy for you to deal with. So back to Mysidia. Cure on up just before we go to the inn, just so that we get all the free levels out of it. But yeah, we're getting nearer the end game of this now. So yeah, it's time to break the seal on the tower. But where is the tower? What is the tower? Yeah, Minwu's been through here, but where he is and why he's stuck, not really sure. We'll have to find that one out shortly. Yeah, we found the black mass now. And yeah, they're happy for us to go and break the seal on the tower, which we needed the crystal rod for. So we managed to do that now. And that required us to get the white and black mask. So we don't necessarily do things in order of what you'd find out in the story, just to streamline it a little bit, but they give you enough hints. And it saves us backtracking all the way back to Castle Fynn and all the way back out here. But yeah, we've bought the Holy Tome, something we can use, but if you want to sit there leveling up your spells bit by bit, feel free. I'm just, for ease of use and how I typically play these games, where I don't really use magic that much, I'm not going to power level a lot of my spells. As I said, I'll get one of them to level 16, which at this point is probably going to be Cure on Guy, because he's got at the highest level at the moment. But other than getting one spell to level 16 for the achievement, I'm probably not going to do any others. Same with the weapons. I'm probably only going to get one weapon up to level 16, because you can finish this game with them around level 8 or 9. The only one that's probably going to hit level 16 is going to be swords, which will probably be on Therion, because we get access to the blood sword, which, if you know from other games, is a sword that heals you on damage. And in this game, it is probably the best weapon in the game. And more on that when we get to it later. And yes, I will use it, because the point of the game we give it to us. It's the point in the game they give it to us to use. It's not like it's a hidden weapon that I've gone out of my way to get early, which I will do in some games. Cough cough, Final Fantasy VIII and Final Fantasy XII. I do enjoy getting the Lion Heart in Final Fantasy VIII in Disc 1, so that Squall is as kitted out as he needs to be for the rest of the game. But yeah, sadly, still none of the other encounters we're looking for in the overworld, but you've been able to find all of the ones I've been. So yeah, I have the timestamps obviously marked for where I did encounter them, so you should always be able to see in the description of what I have encountered this episode. If you encountered them before I did, perfect, just keep a note of it. And if you're missing them, then obviously I will show you where I encountered them in each of these episodes, and once we get to the point of no return where they become missable, I will alert you. So we're going into the ring, the island ring on the left over here, after we get through these encounters. Before you head through the gap in the ring, just make sure you make a save, just in case. It's definitely worth doing, just in case anything is anything missing before this point, although I believe it's after the next dungeon that we go into. So head on in, and we're going to get a bit of a cutscene. The whirlpool opens up, we go spinning around. Center of the whirlpool we go, and we have been swallowed, and Layla's missing. We've been swallowed by Leviathan, the great water beast. For some reason, for it being a beast of water, there's lava inside of it, and similar to Final Fantasy 1, when you walk over these tiles, you will just take damage. And a lot of new enemies we're looking for in here, and that's 3 of them: Boltfish, Manta Ray, and Sea Dragon. Despite the fact that, you know, we're in a water beast that's got a lot of lava inside, still water type enemies, so Thunder is still your best bet here if you want to use them. But thankfully, with encountering these 3, there's only one more enemy that we're looking for, and that one will have been encountered automatically. But this is a dungeon you can never come back to, so make sure you grab all of the chests and the enemies in here. This is another one-time location. But it's unmissable because obviously it's part of the story. Thankfully, the lava tiles only do 1 damage per hit, so not too much of a problem. So we grabbed the twisted hairband from this. Chuck it on whoever you want. It's going to probably be an improvement for each character. Firian's probably going to be my priority for the rest of this game, especially with all the weapons and gear I give him, but we're pretty much at the point where we can get through everything we need to. Next chest is up here on the right, which is the power sash. And that will up our attack at the cost of a bit of our defense and protects us from dark. But again, just gear everybody up as in how you choose. So now we want to go through the door up here after we get through all the lava, or whatever that was. It's not really a door, it's like we pulled some bones apart. And we're in like a little inn area. With more lava in, so there's a lot of NPCs we can interact with up here that just tell us like where we are and what they've been dealing with. And there's a chest up here that we want to grab. How long some of these people have been here, I have no idea. Power armlet is just going to be an improvement over the Giant's gloves. So feel free to swap that out on anybody you've got it on. I'm going to speak to this guy, Ricard. So we can ask him a lot of different stuff, mainly about like Mysidia and the Wyverns and the Dragoons, because he himself is a Dragoon. And he doesn't know what's happened to anybody else. Wonder how long he's been in here. But yeah, if you show him the crystal rod, he's going to tell us that we can get out of here, although the boat is protected by a fearsome beast that we'll have to go and slay. But there we go, we're back up to 4 party members after Layla went missing, and we have no idea where she is. Hopefully we'll find her in here. But yeah, everybody in here has just been absolutely just kidnapped. Apparently anybody who's got a crystal rod is the target. I don't know if that's true, I don't know if everybody else has got it. But 10 years that guy's been here, jeez. I wonder what they live off of, like food and that wise. Just the beasts that are in here that they kill and skin them for food, or... But nah, we'll get out of here. We have to. Into the next room. And there's a chest at the top and the bottom that we're going to want to go and grab. And then we want to head to the boat. But make sure you grab the chests, because, as I said before, this is the only time we're in this location, so we need to make sure we grab all of the chests. And yeah, equip Ricard with whatever you choose. He's mostly a lance wielder, is the highest tier stat he'll start with, or weapon leveled up that he'll have, but again, you can give him anything, so we're going to have Ricard for a little while. So Gaia Blade, be a new improved sword. Worth equipping over what you probably had. But yeah, the Ripper is a really nice weapon, although it will start getting outscaled a little bit just because of the extra damage it does. Even if it's blocked, you just always get that 160 ping or 180 ping. We're just going to go and grab the bottom chest now, because this dungeon, thankfully, was very short. As you can see there's a boss defending the boat, so we're going to deal with you in a moment. We want to grab this chest first. It was a weird worm-looking thing that we got monsters to deal with first. Red souls! We've dealt with those a load of times. So, run up to the boss. Worth making a quick save if you want to. And just make sure we've geared out the best. But this shouldn't be too difficult of a boss. Everything you've handled so far should be should have put you easily able to deal with this. But yeah, if we can defeat this, we can get to the boat and then sail it out of Leviathan. But he's got Roundworm, about 2,500 health. It is resistant to physical attacks, but not enough at this point for us with how strong we are. So a couple of his rounds and we'll take it out, but it does hit quite hard. And its evasion is relatively low, so nothing to worry about there. How hard it hits is entirely going to be dependent on the multi-hit that it gets. We're just lucky at this point that we always get very high multi-hits, especially on my primary damage dealers at this point of Therian, Guy, and Maria. And like that, the Roundworm is defeated. So once the battle is won, exit, enter the ship, and we can sail on out. We get the nice boss. We get the nice wind music for that one. But yeah, we're done in here. Just interact with the ship and escape. And we get our pirate ship back. So now, at this part of the game, make sure there's a couple of things you can miss out on. Make sure you have encountered the Phorussaurus, the Antlion, the Killerfish. The Antlion obviously we encountered in the desert. The Killerfish is one of the anything we can find in the overworld water. The Helldiver, which we can also find in the overworld on the water. The Buccaneer, which again we can find in the water but is a bit rarer, it's less locations it spawns. The Sea Snake, and the Land Ray. So the Land Ray and the Antlion are in the desert. The rest are in the water, apart from the Phorussaurus, which is above where we are. Which is above where we started in Altair, in the woody areas around there. And then also make sure that you have opened that one singular chest that's in Altair, because after we go into Mysidian Tower, where we are now, all of that will be missable. Make sure you've healed up if you need to, because next part we're going to be heading on in. So I hope you've enjoyed this part, and goodbye.